What is up, you beautiful people? I just single-handedly dusted a 2.5 pound crappie by myself because it was that good and I was that hungry. But anyway, I'm gonna play a little Hollywood movie magic editing. I'm gonna go back in time and show you guys exactly how I prepared this super simple, delicious, healthy dish. And the next time you guys go chasing, so the next time you guys go chasing big crappie dreams, the most magnificent of game fish, you guys will have another recipe in your repertoire. As much as I love eating fried fish and making fish tacos and doing all the old traditional stuff, this old school Chinese recipe, super simple, steamed fish. If you were to go to a Chinese restaurant, order this, it'd be really expensive, probably in the $40 to $100 range. Take advantage of one of the tastiest game fish in all of North America. I've pretty much eaten them all now, and crappie is at the top of the list for me. So thank you guys for tuning in. If you guys haven't already, please subscribe to this new channel. I'm coming at you with the heat. Won't be as often as the stuff you see on the Big Bass Dreams channel, but that platform's gonna feature a whole bevy of dope individuals. Excited for the year, excited to start my own channel here and go back to doing what I want to do. And right now I want to share this with you guys, so tune in. How to steam a crappie Chinese style is coming at you. I mean, at least what's left of it. I've done pretty good. Appreciate you guys.
First thing we're gonna do is gill and gut the crappie, and then I'm showing you guys a little trick here to keep the scales from flying all over the place. You're gonna want to partially fill up your sink and use something like a butter knife or spoon or a scaler if you got one. Doing it in the water will keep those scales from flying all over your kitchen and making a huge mess. So you're welcome. Now I'm a big proponent of eating my meats, including my fish, on the bone whenever possible. Meat on the bone just adds a whole different dynamic of flavor and gives it a whole different flavor profile. And especially with a fish like this Chinese style steamed fish, I really feel like you get a whole different experience eating the fish off the bone instead of doing it with like a standard fillet. As you see here, this is a pretty big crappie. This is literally a 16-inch crappie. I think this one weighed like 2 pounds 9 ounces or something. It's a monster. They are absolutely delicious fish. Now, most steamed fish recipes call for the use of a wok, and unfortunately we don't have a wok at this house right now, so I'm having to improvise. So I went to the grocery store, got one of these baking sheets, and inside the baking sheet I placed a casserole dish, and inside the casserole dish we're going to place this crappie, and I'm going to take the knife here and I'm going to score the fish. I'm not cutting through the bones, but I'm cutting down to the bone. And the reason for this is to help facilitate a faster cooking process and even cooking through the thickest parts of the fish. So the reason we put that casserole dish inside of the baking sheet is so I can create a little moat with that water. That water turning to steam is what's actually going to cook the fish. So I'm going to take some aluminum foil here and make sure I have enough to wrap it tightly all around the edges. And what I want to do is create a nice seal. That'll trap the steam in the oven nicely. Having that nice seal with that aluminum, as our friends down under would say, aluminum for the rest of us normal people, is going to help keep that steam circulating around that fish and cooking it quickly inside the standard oven. Now, steam cooks fish really quickly because as a gas, those gas molecules are actually moving at an extremely high rate of speed. Simple chemistry. I've preheated the oven here to 450 degrees, and we're just gonna slide her in and give it about 15 to 20 minutes at 450 degrees. In the meantime, I'm gonna show you guys how to make the steamed fish sauce, which is kind of the signature flavor for this dish. Takes just a couple minutes to whip up. All it is some ginger, green onion, water, soy sauce, salt and pepper to taste, and some cilantro garnish. So you're gonna take some fresh ginger root, and you can find this stuff just about anywhere these days, and pretty much peel the skin off. Get all that skin off of it. Now, if the pieces are small enough, I actually do enjoy eating little pieces of ginger. It's really good for you. One of the oldest remedies for motion sickness. And we're gonna, once you get the skin off of it, we're gonna slice it up, and then we're gonna get as close to a julienne, which is this nice long thin strips as possible. I don't have exact measurements here, pretty much just eyeballing everything, so good luck with that. I'm gonna set everything aside on the plate here. Next, we're gonna take some green onion. We're gonna separate the bottom third of the green onion with the white parts. I like to split those right down the middle, and then finish off with a little bit of a slightly diagonal cut and rough chop. And for the green portion of the green onion, I just go straight into the rough diagonal chop. The green portion wilts a lot easier than the white part. So I'm not overly concerned with the cut on this portion of the veggies. Next, we got the old cilantro stalk. Gonna want to cut off the majority of the stems and just give this cilantro a rough chop. This will not go in the sauce actually, it wilts really easily, so we're gonna throw that right on top of the fish as soon as it comes out of the oven. Now to make the sauce, you're gonna want a small saucepan, fire up your burner, low medium heat. Use a little bit of canola oil here. Bring it up to heat, and I'm gonna test the oil temperature with a little piece of ginger, and it looks like it's ready. So you're gonna wanna throw in your julienned ginger to the canola oil. Give that a few minutes and let it brown nicely. Non-stick pan is always helpful and beneficial for both cooking and especially cleanup. The wooden ladle will help keep that non-stick finish from wearing out prematurely. Shout out to all the girls out there that I've seen go to town with the scrub brush on non-stick pans. Shake my head. And then we're going to add about a 1/4 cup of water. To that, about a 1/4 cup of standard soy sauce. This diluted soy sauce, in my opinion, is what really makes this dish. We're going to throw in a little bit more, just for good measure. Got a little salt and pepper, both fresh ground to taste. Really simple, delicate flavors in this dish. You don't really want to overpower it one way or another. Bring this concoction to a nice simmer. Once you get it back to a little bit of a boil, the white portion of the green onion goes in. It takes a little bit longer to cook. It's going to bring all those flavors together. And then we're going to finish it off with the green onion. So about 20 minutes has elapsed with our steamed fish contraption in the oven. It's been cooking at 450 degrees now. Be careful, obviously. Don't need anybody winning any Darwinian awards. Newsflash, it's gonna be hot. Now you gotta be careful with that steam. We talked about how active gas molecules are. They're super heated. So steam's a really easy way to burn yourself. So just take some caution. Be cautious. Take your time on doing the foil. And watch this. Oh yeah. Look at all that steam. That crappie is cooked to perfection. You know it's done. Those eyes have turned white. You could see the flesh through those cuts. is completely opaque. And use a couple of different spatulas here, since this is a mega sized crappie, and transfer it from that casserole dish to our plate. On goes the fresh cilantro. The heat from that fish will pretty much cook and wilt that cilantro perfectly. Then we're just gonna ladle the sauce right over on top of it. Got your ginger, your green onion, a little bit of soy, a little bit of oil. Super simple. Quickly becoming one of my favorite dishes.
Check it out. That easy. Relatively, actually really good for you. I don't care what anybody says. It's hard to beat fresh caught fish. Shouldn't smell fishy, shouldn't taste fishy. This is quickly becoming one of my favorite ways to prepare and eat fish. And give it a try. You guys saw how easy it was. Just a simple list of ingredients. Got ourselves a pretty nice little lunch here. Now normally this would be really expensive if you were to go to a Chinese restaurant and order a steamed fish, but a crappie is pretty much perfect for this Chinese or Cantonese style steamed fish recipe. Really light in flavor. It's got a very distinct taste to it. Really delicate and absolutely delicious. Appreciate you guys tuning in. This is your host Oliver Nye. If you guys haven't already, subscribe to this channel. A lot more content, fishing, lifestyle, and some catch and cooks, because this is something that I've really started to enjoy sharing with my friends, and you know I'm gonna do it anyway, so I figure might as well just share it with you guys too. Leave a comment below. Do you guys like steamed fish? Have you tried it with crappie? It's legit, like 1000% legit. I'm gonna go ahead and dig in here. You guys tune in. I wish you guys are here to share it with me. Check it out. Super flaky. Get a little bit of that soy sauce in there. Some white rice. Man, that's good. You can tell it's done. It just comes right off the bone. And I mean, this is a really, really delicate fish. Get a little bit of that sauce on there. Bon appetit. It's a shame I'm by myself. I wish you guys are here to enjoy this with me. This is a big crappie. You could probably feed 2 or 3 people, but I'm pretty hungry. I've been working hard editing videos and prepping for another road trip. Going to Sacramento here to chase some big stripers with the barbless crew. And man, lost track of time. And I got another adventure lined up that just happened spontaneously. But anyways, long story short, catch you some crappie, keep it fresh, throw it in the steamer or in the oven. And have yourselves a good one, guys. I'm out. Peace. This is Oliver Nye. Thank you.
And just cool out and listen to her. Sitting on bone, wishing that I could do eventually. If it was meant to be, it would be. We related physically, mentally. She was fun then. I be geek when she come around. Slim was fresh, Joe, when she was underground. Original, pure, untampered down sister. Everybody, I miss her. Yes, yes, y'all, and you don't stop to the beat, y'all, and you don't stop. Yes, yes, y'all, and you don't stop to the beat, hop, and you don't stop. Yes, yes, y'all. Bask in the glory of your foes, never get sharp. Switching up the temperature, they telling me to simmer down.